So good afternoon, dear students. It's a pleasure and honor for us that we have today the General Manager of Novotel Hotel and Residences, Kolkata. So we have with us Mr. Arjun Kaggallu. He's the General Manager of Novotel Hotel. So before starting and before introducing about the hotels and about the career prospects in the hospitality industry, I'd like to say something about the Novotel Hotel. Novotel is a French mind-scale hotel brand owned by Accor. You have heard about Accor Group. It's a very popular group. Created in 1967 in France. The company grew into what became the Accor Group in 1983. And Novotel remained a pillar brand of Accor's multi-brand strategy. Novotel manages 559 hotels in 65 countries. Since 2010, Novotel also includes the apartment hotel brand Novotel Suites. So this is the brief introduction about Novotel Hotel, and Mr. Kaggallu will be telling you more about the hotel, about the hospitality industry, and you will be learning how to excel yourself in the career path. So the main objective of this seminar is to give you insights about the hospitality industry, because all of you are learning hotel management, hospitality management, and you will be passing out very soon. You will be appearing for the campus drives. Several students have opted for several departments like food production, like food and beverage management, like housekeeping, front office. And how will you appear for the interview so that you can go with flying colors. So all these things you will be learning and you will be listening from the hospitality experts. And our objective is to tell you something which is out of the box, because daily what you are reading, which is there in the syllabus. But if you learn directly from the industry professionals, that will give you extra knowledge and extra edge from your competitors. So sir, I'd like to invite you to address our students. It's an honor and privilege that we have Mr. Arjun Kaggallu, General Manager for Novotel Hotel. Please welcome, sir. It's over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, good afternoon. How are you all doing today? I know you must have met a lot of industry experts from the hotels over the last few days, right? I hope you asked a lot of questions. You clarified your doubts. Okay. So firstly, thank you so much, Team GNIHM, for inviting me here. I think it's always good to come to the colleges. I get a sense of nostalgia whenever I come. I was sitting that side a couple of years ago. So, right, I was not born general manager. Everybody has to go through your phase. It's a wonderful time to be in the colleges right now. So I hope you're having fun learning, interacting with your friends, learning new things. Yeah, having fun is the most important thing. That's the only thing you should take seriously, right? So what I will do for the next 15-20 minutes, I will like to talk to you. I'd like to interact with you. I'd like to hear from you. Feel free to ask any questions you have. Once I finish, I will take maybe 10-15 minutes to tell you what worked for us, what worked for me personally, and then I leave the room open. Feel free to ask me questions. There is no stupid question. Please don't hesitate. Ask anything. I think this is the opportunity your college has given you. Make the most of it. I mean, I keep telling my leadership team as well, when I was in my hotel management college way back 2005, we didn't have this kind of privilege of having industry experts come in. The only time we get to know about what's happening in the hotels is when we go to the industrial exposure training. That's the only time, but the colleges have actually gone way miles ahead to where we were that time. In fact, I just walked through your smart kitchens. I'm sure all of you have seen. It's a beautiful industry scale kitchen I've seen. I think congratulations to the entire team. I think you should give a big round of applause for the kitchens you have. It's no less than a 5-star hotel. The kitchen is actually spick and span, right? Good. So, predominantly, thank you for the kind introduction. I've been with Accor for about 2 years right now. I started my journey way back in 2005, 2006. After finishing the hotel management college, I worked in a Swiss hotel for some time, came back to Hyderabad. That's my hometown. Started working with Hyderabad Marriott. So I've been with Marriott for some time, almost 5 to 6 years. Worked with Hyatt for about 7 years. Briefly with Taj. I was with Starwood in New York. First general manager assignment in Goa with the Hyatt again. And this is my first stint in Kolkata. I've been here since September 2022. Loving my time here. City is great. Food is wonderful. Chai here is mind-blowing. That's my favorite. People are warm and hospitable, so I'm enjoying my stint. Right? So I keep talking to a lot of students, and what I really love about is the awareness you have currently to what it is. So I'm not going to tell you what do you need to do in the interviews. I'm not going to tell you that's all. You have great professors. Your curriculum is designed in such a way you know what to do. I'll rather tell you 3 points. This you can apply to both your personal and professional lives as well. There is nothing, there is no secret book or a hand recipe to success which I'm going to give you here. But rather I tell you 3 points that worked for me, and I'm sure it works for all of you as well. If you have any questions after I finish a point, please raise your hand. I'm happy to answer that question. Okay? All right, first point is rather very simple. I'm going to talk about health. Right? So as I said, I'm going to divide my conversation with you for the next 15 minutes into the 3 topics. The first one is going to be health. It's as simple as that and as difficult as it is. Let me give you a context as to why am I talking about health. Why is a hotel general manager coming and talking to the students who are going to be future leaders, future general managers, future hotel owners, future restaurant owners about health, right? One of the most, everybody knows that's very important, but we don't give enough importance. Let me ask you a question rather. Tell me what is one thing that's constant from the time you're born till the time you go down under the grave or you get burned to ashes. Basically, what is something which is constant in your life from the time you're born till the time you die? Answers? I said I want this to be interactive. I don't want to be the only one talking. What is something which is constant from the time you are born till the time you die? Character. I don't think so. I was born with any character. Okay. Health. Okay. What else? Think. Basic. Even more basic. I don't want any complicated answers. Food. Okay. What else? Livelihood. Explain.
Like we are having a life, it started and it will continue as a journey, but we have to maintain in a proper manner.
I am asking, in that journey, what is constant? Okay. So let me give you the answer. Your body. Right? Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. None of them are going to stay with you from the time you're born till the time you die. Everybody's journey with you stops at certain stage. That's unfortunately the bitter truth or the harsh reality, right? But what is constant is your body. The least you can do is to look after that. Well, but what happens with this generation is we have abundance of everything else. We don't have time. And if you ask anybody else, why don't you do something to stay fit, look after your health, they say, no, I don't have time, I'm very busy. At student, I'm busy because my professors are very demanding. They give me a lot of assignments, projects. If I start working, my boss is very strict. If I'm home, my wife or my mom and dad are strict, so I don't have time for myself. But just rewind the clock and go back and see what happened in March 2020. What happened in March 2020? What happened in COVID? Lockdown. You only remember the good part, is it? Because you all had fun, no college, you could stay home, and lockdown is the only thing I can think of. Millions of people lost their loved ones, right? So many of them didn't even get up to see the next sunlight. Unfortunate. But what happened after that? Everybody in the world started becoming health conscious. Everybody wanted to look after their health, and everybody's become so pro-fit. Immediately after the first lockdown, the bicycle sales started shooting up. Everybody wants to buy a cycle because everybody's become a fitness freak. Everybody bought running shoes. Everybody enrolled into gyms, whatever they could do. All that happened for the 6 months, and then everything slowly went back to normal. Again, we are very, very busy. So my only advice is, please make sure the constant factor in your body, which is there with you from the time you're born till the time you go down, is your body. The least we can do is to spend 30 minutes to look after that well. It's very important. They always say that. There's so many phrases you must have heard: healthy body, healthy mind, all that stuff. They keep saying, for a healthy person you need 100 things. But for a sick man, all he needs is only one thing, right? What does he want? He wants to get back in good health. Imagine what happens to us when we get a minor headache or a small fever. You still are like, oh shit, when am I going to get back? This is bothering me so much. But what do we keep doing is we don't pay enough attention to what we do. We keep getting a lot of excuses. Like I said, I can write an encyclopedia of excuses as to why I cannot do this. But please start focusing on it. When I say health, I don't expect all of you to get up and go and run or go to the gym, build muscles. No, whatever makes your body feel good, right? Mental and physical health, there are two aspects of it. Make sure that you consciously work on it. And this is all of you get some pocket money, I'm sure, from your parents, right? What do? You spend all the money or you save? Yeah, you're saying because it's good to save. It's okay if you don't save right now. But you all end up saving because you thought that's a good return on investment, you get something, right? What you do with your body is actually like putting money in the stocks, putting money in mutual funds, putting money in fixed deposit. It grows. And other investments may or may not give you return, but what you do for yourself definitely pay you back. And this is the only thing which you will do for yourself. So if you can't do something for yourself religiously, then there is a big problem. And it's actually pretty easy to do. It's just that we don't consciously think about it. We have multiple other things to do, but looking after health becomes the least of the priority. And when health goes down, suddenly everybody wants to look after the health. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work only when I get fever or cold, I look after my body, after that I ignore. That doesn't work like that. Most important aspect, that's my point number one. Any questions on point number one? Or anybody feels that no, it can't be done. This is too difficult, Arjun, I can't do this. Or you don't agree with this point. Feel free to let me know. If you don't agree, I'm happy to discuss. Or any questions you have on this aspect. You got to make time. You will always have excuses. You can say right now I'm too busy with assignments. You start working, you'll say I'm too busy with work. You get married, you'll say I'm busy with my wife and kids. After that you'll say I'm busy with my grandkids. Life doesn't stop. Something or other keep happening. You have to get time. And this time is for yourself. Clear? We go on to the second point. Any other questions? No? Okay. The second one, again, as simple as it can get. How many of you have seen the movie 3 Idiots? Actually, I should ask who has not seen 3 Idiots. Everybody has seen. You have not seen? What is the message of 3 Idiots? Okay. Somebody can simplify even further? It's okay. There is no right, wrong answer. Whatever you understand. Yes? No, sit down, please. No formalities. Sit.
So, the 3 Idiot movies focus on how the mental health happens. And at the same time, we have to focus on the other excellence than like chasing upon any other positions or something.
Okay. I give you 2 words. One is called process, one is called result. Before I tell you, the second point is all about process versus the result. Before I elaborate, I'll just give you a small analogy of what is the current situation. What is the technology has also helped us so much, but we are in a different space of artificial intelligence, everything. So much of going on right now, right? Let me ask you a question again. What do you think is the attention span of a human being right now? When I say attention span, how much time you can actually focus on something without deviating to another task? This answer is in time. It can be 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day. The answer I'm looking at is in time. What is the attention span of a human being?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay? Decide. Any answers? There's no right, wrong answer. Feel free. Come on, some answer. I'm looking at time. He said 30 seconds. Sorry? Yes? 1 minute, okay. Backbenchers, any answers? Yes? It's okay, take a wild guess. There is no wrong answer. Last guess before I give you the answer. 5 minutes. I wish. The correct answer is 8 seconds. 8 seconds. That's precisely is our attention span. I'll give you even for a simple example. How many of you are on Instagram? Let me rephrase this question. Who is not on Instagram? Wow. There's nobody in this room who is not on Instagram. Sir, you're also on Instagram, I'm sure. You're already going live on Facebook, so I'm sure you have to be on Instagram. Right? So there is nobody in this room who is not on Instagram, right? What do we all do on Instagram? Reels. What else? Come on, let's be honest. Don't tell me I'm going to read about science and technology or hotel management on Instagram. That's not what you do. Chatting, okay. What else? Scrolling. Correct? That's exactly what it is. And if you want to ever see what I said is right or wrong, by the way, answer is not given by me. There's a study done by Harvard Business School. They have actually come up. Attention span as of last year was about 8 seconds. I don't know, it must have gone down further. I don't know, but the last I read is about 8 seconds. To just validate, if you're bored and you have a phone, you have a good internet, what you do first thing? Open Instagram. And what do you do? Not that I focus something. I keep just scrolling. Up, or down. Right or wrong? Because you can't honestly, even if there is a reel, if there is somebody who's talking for 2 minutes, will you watch that complete 2 minutes? No. First 10 seconds and you're out. Even for anything else, if I have to stop, there has to be Katrina Kaif on the reel. Otherwise, I'm going to just scroll up. Unfortunately, that's exactly the reality. Why am I telling you about this? How many of you are Amazon Prime members? Amazon Prime? Yeah, not many. You know, in addition to the tool, you also use Amazon to order stuff, right? So what happens with this current generation is that instant gratification is something which everybody wants. And that's not your problem. That's not my problem. That's the current generational issue. We have accessibility to information, abundance of it. Like everybody I'm sitting here, something happens in Syria, it comes right on my face as if it happened right next door. Right? We are talking so much that the bomb blast happened right next to me, because that's thanks to the technology. It's good, bad, plus and minus. I'm not here to debate whether technology is good or bad. I'm only talking to you about attention span, right? So what happens with that is, whatever you want, you will get in a couple of clicks. Right? Earlier, when I first came to Kolkata in September 2022, everybody told me, I'm a big foodie. I love trying different food, and Bengal, of course, is famous for that. Somebody told me Dada Bodhi biryani is the best biryani Kolkata ever can have. You all agree? Yeah. So when I came and everybody said you have to drive, the only thing is it is Barakpur. You have to drive all the way from where I live. It's about 1.5 hours. That's the only thing. Cut to 6 months. There is something called Swiggy Genie where you order, and even that Barakpur biryani comes to your doorstep. Maybe instead of 30 minutes, it will take another 1.5 hours. That's okay. But the biryani comes to you. Whatever you want, Amazon Prime in some cities, Kolkata also is valid for that. Hyderabad, Bombay, Bangalore, Amazon Prime delivers in 2 hours also. And have you used this app called Blinkit? Yeah? Blinkit is 10 minutes. So Blinkit is so convenient. If my mom is making a chai and there is no adrak at home, while the chai is boiling, she can place an order for adrak on the app, and it comes before the tea is actually boiled. That's what it is. So what's happening is, we want everything so fast. We cannot wait. So whatever you want, click, you get it. If you want love, swipe right, you get love also. Right? That's the current generation. So because of that, what is happening is, we are so obsessed only with the result, we are missing the process. And I'm telling this to you, not just for students, it's applicable to all of us as well. All of us have one perennial question stating that, when do I become this? What do I do this? I keep talking to a lot of students. I ask them, do you have any questions? One of the first questions, or the most popular question, is how soon I can become a general manager? Right? Or somebody who starts working right now, how soon I can become the manager? When am I becoming a team leader? You have not even started to work. You want to first at least understand, learn the process, be a better person yourself. But everybody is so obsessed with the result. And this also happens because we start comparing. The person A passed out of this college became person B in so much of time. So your parents are telling you, no, you should become in that time minus 2 months. You should become this, that time minus 10 months. Comparison is actually a futile exercise. Not healthy competition is okay, but your only competition is with you versus yourself. How were you yesterday? How are you today? If there is any improvement from yesterday to today, yes, continue doing what you do. No, please go back and working on the basics. And while it sounds very complicated, it says process versus the result. It sounds very technical. How do you do it? It's as simple as having short-term goals. Like for example, all of you, of course, want to become general managers. You want to own your own restaurants, want to open your own hotel chain, whatever you want to do. But is there anything that you can do about it right now in the college? So your first short-term goal has to be, how am I going to academically do well? What is the best I'm going to make out of the lecturers who are going to come and talk to me? How best I'm going to observe? What am I going to learn? How am I going to go? Step by step. We always, yes, that has to be a long-term vision. That is there. It's important. But short-term goals are extremely important. And process, be obsessed with the process. Result is merely, it's actually immaterial. Don't worry about the result. Give your 100%. Whatever best you can do in doing a task, do that 100%. You don't have to be the best person in the classroom. You got to be the best version of yourself. I think many people don't talk about this outside. Anybody, you go home, you talk to your siblings, you talk to your partners, first question is, who is doing better? Are you better than him? Are you better? No, that's actually not a good comparison, guys. It's a very futile exercise. Don't get into the rat race of, am I doing better than somebody? Can I get better than this? There is always somebody who is better than you. If you actually have to compare and say, oh, you have become a general manager at this age, it's great. No, if I have to start comparing, Mark Zuckerberg has become a billionaire at 23-year-old. At 23, I don't know what I was doing. So there is no comparison. That's not what it is. All I have to do is, how was I last year? Is there any improvement in my personal, professional life compared to last year? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, I'll continue doing what I do. No, I start working on what I need to get better. What do you have to do right now? If your job is to make sure that you clear your third and final year properly, make sure you do your best. Put in your absolute best to make sure you crack that exam very well. You are attending an interview, please make sure you put in your best. You don't have to imitate somebody. And all of us, it doesn't matter which brand is interviewing you, everybody is hiring you for your attitude. We know that you don't know 100%. Even I don't know everything. Nobody is supposed to know everything else. Just because I'm standing on the dais and talking to you doesn't mean I know everything. There are so many things even I don't know, I'm learning. Everybody learns every single day. So your focus is to be, how do you are obsessed with the process, don't worry about the result. Because what happens in this is very simple, right? March, COVID hit, stock markets, everything fell down, right? Nobody is prepared for it. That's how this life is also going to be. But you will not be unhappy if you have put in your 100% best. You know the result did not come in your way. You know that you have put in your best. You know what you need to do to make sure you go on to the next level. Clear? So short-term goals, be obsessed with the process. Don't stress too much about the result. You don't hear this enough, but I'm telling you, that's your mantra for life. Both personally and professionally. I'm not just telling you only this. Anything that you want to do, break it down into short-term goals, introspect yourself, be critical of your own goals. Don't compare yourself with others, compare yourself with yourself. How are you growing? And there has to be two constant factors, learning and growing. Your learning journey never stops. Even if you become a CEO, you own your own hotel or own your own company, learning never stops. Clear? Any questions on the point 2? It may sound very difficult, but it's actually not. What I told you is as simple as focus on the process. Be obsessed with the process actually. Don't worry about the result. And there is a saying, right? You should never ignore a person who actually shows up every single day. That's extremely critical. Any questions before we move on to the last one? No questions? Easy to do? Okay. The last one, again sounds very easy, but that's the nature of it. Be a good human being, right? It's very, very important. Why am I saying this particularly? Your job is to ensure it doesn't matter. You don't have to become a owner of a hotel, general manager of a hotel to add value to somebody. Even as a student, you can add value to the person who's sitting next to you. Your job has to be, how am I adding value to the person? You should always have a good intention, respect the person, add value to him or her in whatever way you can. Don't give any importance to the fancy designations, and the respect should not go to the fancy titles you hear. Just because I don't want to be remembered as the general manager of Novotel Kolkata. That's what I do, that's not who I am. So why am I telling you is this? As you get into the industry, as you start meeting a lot of people, you'll start meeting fancy designations. Do not change your values for the designation. I will only talk to the GM like in a certain manner. I talk to the person who's cleaning the room in a different way. I talk to my fellow colleague nicely. I don't talk to another department nicely. It doesn't matter. All you got to be is a good human being. That area has immense competition. We don't have many people in that department. And it's pretty easy to do. We tend to give so much of importance to things which really don't matter. Like for example, designation of a particular hotel general manager. Before me there were 3 general managers, after me there will be 30. So I don't give myself so much of importance that I am the person. All I have to do is, I have to add value to 3 stakeholders I work with, right? My brand and the ownership, my guests, and all my team members who work with me. My job as a general manager is to add value to all 3 of them and make sure that they feel at their best. That's all I have to do. All you have to do is make sure that you add value to the person who's sitting next to you. And it's as simple as that. Trust me, that will be a differentiator for you. Start doing all these 3 factors, which is very simple. Look after yourself, physically and mental health, very, very important. Nobody is actually going to tell you, by the way. Even if you pass out of the college, even during a college admission, they are not going to tell you, are you doing your workout? Are you going to look after yourselves? Nobody cares. You go apply for a job, they're not going to ask you. They'll just tell you, what's your hobby? I like working out, I like running, I like walking. Good for you, but I'm not going to follow up with you every single day. Hey, did you walk today? Did you work out today? Nobody's going to ask you. It's a task you're doing for yourself, by yourself. Second, process versus the result. Be obsessed with the process. Please don't get into the rat race of, my end game is this. No, don't look at the end game. That is uncontrollable variable. You cannot do, that's not in your hand completely. Right? Third, as simple and as easy. Be a good human being. Pretty simple, pretty easy stuff. Right? I think this you can apply, these 3 points you can apply everywhere. It applies to your personal life, it applies to your professional life, it works everywhere. I think the formula is pretty clear. Any of you have any questions? Now the floor is open to you. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Yes? Sit down, please.
So, I actually followed you on Instagram and observed that you have been to runnings at nearby Eden Gardens and those areas. So, that inspired me, and there was a time during my industrial meeting when I did not that much of time. Although it's an excuse, but at some point I should share. And in the long run, if we are I'll be passing on in July. So in the long run, how the health, as you mentioned, it is important, but how we can maintain it? What are the things we can overcome?
See, again I'm saying, will you stop eating food?
Why?
Because it's necessary.
Exactly, this is equally necessary. Only thing is, it may not give you, like for example, if you don't eat food, you become less energetic, weak, you will not be able to function. That's why you force yourself to eat, and your biological clock is also tuned in such a way, it gives you signals. Hey, please, if you're hungry, go and eat something, right? This has to become, again I'm saying, it's a habit which you form over a period of time. You start doing things, you start seeing the result, your body is, you're becoming more active, you're more attentive, because you're getting up early in the morning and going for a run, you're also sleeping early. You're not spending time on Netflix. I'm not saying Netflix is not good. Yeah, of course, everybody has their own time to relax. But you become a habit. You adjust your calendar in such a way that you give that also equal importance. Like how you're giving food a time. You will never tell me it's too busy today, I didn't eat food. You may miss a breakfast, but you will definitely compensate with lunch, or a heavy lunch rather. But why can't you say the same thing to this? So I think it's as long as you realize that the investment you're doing for yourself and it's working well for you, why not? Anything related to the hotels, Yeah, I'm sure you'll be attending interviews very shortly. Anything on any particular departments? I know my talent and culture manager Arjun was here, I think day before. Yeah, she told me you all had a lot of questions regarding HR and all of that. So if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer. So everybody looks at each other. You'll have to give that confidence. It's okay, you can ask. Come on. So you want me to come that side? You'll feel more comfortable, so I'll come there. You'll ask me questions. Yes? As an industrial trainee, we just need somebody somebody who smiles nicely, has a good attitude, and he wants to learn. It's as simple as that. There is not as much of, two aspects. One is important. One, we need to know that you have a right attitude to learn and grow. Be receptive of feedback, what we tell you. All we want, we look at the person, good smile and a positive attitude can do wonders in your interviews. You got to give them the feeling that you are there to learn and grow with the company. That's one of the most important aspect. So actually, let me tell you, technicals, I may give only 10% weightage. Because that can be trained. I can train you to get better at front office, kitchen, engineering, whatever department you choose. There are experts in those areas who are there to train you on the job. But all we want is for you to have that attitude to learn, willing to learn and grow with the company. I give you another example, right? 1947, what happened to India? From whom? Yeah. Cut to 2023, we overtook UK as the 5th largest economy. We are running towards the 3rd largest economy. I think it's the turnaround story example is this. And travel and tourism plays a phenomenal role in the overall economy. Trust me, you are at the right time. The next 10 to 15 years belongs to travel and tourism. The amount of hotel investments that are coming in, the amount of luxury hotel rooms that are getting added, the amount of branded hotels. I'll give you an example. Accor, the company I work for, currently operates about 5,300 plus hotels across the globe. In India, we have about 62 operating hotels as of now, inching towards another 10 more and eventually going to be 100. My CEO, Sebastian Bazin, wants to open 1,000 hotels in India. That's his vision, long term. I'm just telling you, look at the growth opportunities all of you have. Coming out to the industry when industry at its peak, best thing. And especially when you have support of the great college, good curriculum, wonderful infrastructure, what else? You have a recipe for success. You just got to perform. Any questions on? Yes, sir, please.
Sir, how is it important to stick to a particular company than moving on to the other place? Because I find most of my students switching places in 6 months, 8 months of time. Sir, that's happening in career graph. How is it important that, say for example, what's the average time that an employee must stay in a particular there or an any establishment to move forward for a particular betterment?
A very valid question. Thank you so much for asking. I think all of us, especially us in the hotel industry, face this issue where we keep seeing people moving, join 6 months, you are ready to go because you have some better opportunity and stuff like that. I am not telling you to stay like my father started working when he was 22 years with a bank and he retired when he was 60 from the same bank, right? So in my family, when both of us discuss, and I sit with him and say, how did you work for one company for all your life? I've worked in 6 companies already. So the thing is, I'm not saying you have to stick to one company only, but at the same time, please understand what do you learn, how much value you have actually added to that particular place you've joined if you are moving out just in 6 months. Let's be practical. You join a new company, 3 months is your minimum probation time, depending on whatever level you join, right? That means company also expects that you would need that time for you to settle in, adjust and everything. After 3 months, once you get confirmed, you'll start understanding things better. By the time you actually stabilize, it's only 6 months. You have not really added any value to the company, nor have you taken something from the company. But market is open. I have another opportunity. Say I'm joined at 10 rupees. Somebody is paying me 12 rupees. Let me move. What you don't look at is, don't look at the additional 2 rupees that's coming in your bank. Please look at the long-term career prospect. How am I adding value to my CV? And once you go and sit in an interview, we are going to look at your profile and we are going to say, why have you moved so fast without doing anything significant in that particular role? You won't have an answer. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. For example, you have a family emergency, you had to move out for a reason which is unavoidable, by all means do. But it can't be repetition in every job role you will. You would not be able to climb also faster. Because one of the first factor that goes away as you keep climbing up the ladder is dependability and reliability. If I see a candidate moving a job so frequently, when I say so frequently, and at the same time we are also evolving with time and age, right? I don't expect somebody to stick to a company for 5 years. We see he has done a decent tenure of 18 months plus in one company and at least got some value from him, and both vice versa. We consider it valid. But otherwise, definitely don't move out in less than 1 year from any organization. It's not really correct. It doesn't add any value to you. You're also wasting your time and the company's time also. Understand and don't look at short term. There will always be somebody, if you are looking out for a job right now in this market, there is always somebody who's going to pay you 1-2 rupees extra. So you can't keep moving every time because something, and somewhere it impacts you on the long run. So please, very, very, very mindful of that fact. How many of you in kitchen here? How many of you in front office? How many front office? Area of interest? Okay, service? Okay, kitchen? A lot of kitchen. Housekeeping? Nobody? One? Nice. Okay, what else? Any other questions? You have?
I have one question related to the career. So, any particular quality we should possess during the tenure of our work life?
Tenure of?
Tenure of our work life. Career path also. During that time, the particular qualities, set of qualities or qualities we should possess.
No, I think I can't put a finger on and say there's only one quality we look at. Just ensure that you are reliable and your attitude is spot on. Attitude plays a major role. You should have the hunger for growth, learn, and that's all that matters. No other questions this time? You're scared to ask? If no questions, I would wish all of you the very best. Do well. And I look forward to seeing some of you or all of you in Accor hotels across. Right, as I said, the company is expanding. The hotels getting bigger is actually good for all the students, good for all the people working in the industry. Right, because everybody grows as the company grows. Right? Any question? All right. All the very best. And I look forward to seeing all of you sometime soon. Right? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for inspiring our students. Please be seated. So, one thing you have learned, that fitness is required and less carb, good food like.
I am not saying I am not a diet expert.
Okay, not an issue. So, exercise is a part and parcel of our life, and short-term goals are also very important. See your guts, so it should not increase. So, thank you, sir. Thank you. Just joking with the students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.